Thank you guys so much for attending our webinar on coaching. I'm sorry that it's not a super luxurious background. You get the floor of my office. And I think I actually like that because I remember when I first started, I thought that you had to have like all of these expensive, special, professional business things. And I didn't have any of that, and I had just had a baby, and I was like, I wasn't at my goal weight, and I didn't know anything about this, and I loved seeing people, like normal everyday people, being really good at what I was potentially going to do, sitting on their floor with their laptop on a box. Like, it made it tangible, you know? So it is what it is. That's how you get me tonight. But thank you so much for coming. I'm going to just jump right in. I put together a PowerPoint that I've changed a little bit from the last time that we did this. And I really want you guys to engage, ask questions. There's a chat box. It's easier if you're on your computer, but if you're on the phone, if you click the screen, you'll see a little chat box. I will say hi to you guys so you see where it's at. Please feel free to use that. Ask questions or give feedback, or you can give anything that you want to say through. Now I don't know what Megan is typing that. I'm guessing it's the one not driving. Throughout this, because my goal for you at the end of this is for you to have all your questions answered and to have a much better understanding into what it is that we do as coaches, and how it could potentially help you if you have big dreams and goals and visions, and if this is something that you're passionate about. So I'm going to pull up my slideshow here. Let me go ahead and share my screen with you guys. Sorry, I think a couple people are trying to get on. Okay. Yes. All right, so you guys see my screen? Okay, cool. I'm gonna move this little thing. I'm gonna go into present mode. All right. Oh, there we go. Question, do you guys see your faces, or do you just see my screen? Do you see this down, like your... Do you see you guys moving around here? Or is that just on my end? No? Okay. I just want to make sure that your faces aren't blocking the actual presentation. Hold on. I gotta open the chat box. That's not working. Okay, I'm just gonna minimize this, and hopefully this works out fine. Okay, so the inside scoop in health and fitness coaching with our team. And one of the things I'm gonna go over is kind of how we're different, how I'm different, how our coaches on our team are different than several other organizations that are out there, how our company is different, and things like that. But I really want you to understand what it would mean for you to join us. That is really what this is about. And I loved this quote. It's actually hanging in my living room. The people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones that do. How true is that? If you look through history, people have literally changed history, and the people that we admire, they never got to the place that they're at because they followed what everyone else was doing, or because they quit every time someone told them what they were doing was crazy. They were the ones who were the outsiders. They were the ones who did things different. They thought outside the box. They had a passion, a mission, and a vision, and they went for it no matter what other people thought. And I lead with that because in this, you guys, the business model of what this is, this job, this approach to health and wellness is different. It is not traditional Western medicine. It is not what we're going to hear from our doctors a lot of the time. It's different. And the business model is totally different as well. I can't tell you how many people ask me, like, you are absolutely out of your mind for quitting your job and doing some online health coaching. And I'm like, shoot dang, you have no idea what I'm doing, right? So anyways, that's why I kind of led with that, because it's kind of the mindset of what we have on our team and what we have in this approach to living, the life of our dreams. So what we are going to talk about here, why we're here, why I'm here, why you're here, how we are different, what we do as coaches, how we actually help people, what that structure looks like, and obviously how we earn money, because we all have to make a living. And then at the end, we're going to end with some dreaming big tips and what action to take if this sounds like something that you're interested in. Oh gosh, what just happened? Okay, here we go. But first, I want to start with this. Feel free to unmute yourself or type in the chat box. I could even lead with some if you guys don't have any, which is rare. But what are some of your biggest fears or doubts or sorry, I have beach bar stuck in my throat. Fears, doubts, or concerns about becoming a coach and actually trying this out. Again, feel free to use the chat box. Feel free to unmute yourself. If you guys don't have, I know you have some, but I will start by some of the most common things I hear. I'm not a salesperson. I said that. Every coach on my team said that. Everyone who's good at this and their mother said this because we don't want to annoy people. We have all received those messages from network marketers that are like, hey girl, so I'm doing a special on my mascara, and I also have these wraps you can wrap on your belly, and I also have this makeup, and I have this and this, and oh my gosh, girl, you would absolutely love it. And I'm like, you don't even know me, Gwenda. Why are you telling me all the things that I need, and you have no idea about who I am? That is not what we do at all, because it annoys the crap out of me. Or when they add me to these groups and I'm like, I don't want to be a part of your butterfly eyelash party. I don't even know what that means. So please stop, Gwenda. Stop doing that to me. That is not what we do. Granted, the company of Beachbody is a network marketing company, but so many times, and myself included, I did this, we throw them in with all of these other things that we are so annoyed by. And we don't want to be that. And that is not who we are at all. At all. If someone came to me and said, Jessica, I am the most badass salesperson. I want to be a part of your company, or I want to be a part of your team because I am really good at sales and I want to get a bunch of people to buy things from me, and I see the business potential and I want to make money fast. I'd be like, bye, Felicia. Sorry, you're not, that's not what I'm looking for. That is not our team culture. That is not what we're about. Our mission is to help people. So if that was your, first thing you were going to tell me when we get on the phone, because most people do, don't let that be a fear of yours, because that's not what we do. It's not. There's a transaction involved, absolutely, because people need to buy the things to feel better. As with what we we buy eggs to feed ourselves, right? You have to invest in things to get a certain result, but that is not how we do things on our team. Any other fears about coaching or doubts that you have? I'm trying to think. Naomi and Megan, are there any other ones that you guys get a lot that let me make sure.
I unmuted myself.
Okay.
I know my big fear when I first started was I was nowhere near my health, where I wanted to be health-wise. And it was why would someone want to do it when I'm obviously super unhealthy and I don't know anything about nutrition. I wasn't convinced about the shakes or anything like that. That was one of my biggest fears of why would someone do this with me when I'm so obviously not where I need to be.
I love that. I'm glad you brought that up. Naomi's going to share in a little bit of her testimony and what's happened in her life in the last year. But she lost over 70 pounds doing this. So that's where she was when she started. I know, amazing. And so that's, that's where she was. And we do get that a lot. Here's the cool part. People don't always want someone who is perfect on Instagram because you're not relatable. And this is what I tell my coaches all the time. Like, before you start being really successful at this financially, before you hit your goal weight or get six-pack abs, share your journey now and invite people to be a part of this now, because people can relate to you. And all you're doing is you're inviting them to do this with you. You're not saying, I have all the answers and I know everything, because nobody does. You're just saying, hey, I have this really cool opportunity that I found that's, going to help us together get healthy, lose weight, or whatever your goal is, and really just live our best life. We should totally do this together. You should do this with me. I became a coach because I want to help encourage other people. Let's just do this together. We can encourage each other. And then it's so much less intimidating, not only for you, but for everybody else. They want to be a part of your journey. And when I started, I think I signed up 4 people with a coach membership before I ever got my challenge pack, before I knew anything about anything. I was just so excited, and I could barely do a lunge. I felt like my pelvis was going to explode because I just had a baby 3 months earlier. I could barely do a push-up on my knees, so I wasn't wasn't living my best life either. But it was that I was at my starting point, and so many people wanted to be at my starting point with me. You know what I mean? And so I'm glad you brought that up, because I tell people all the time, you're only a new coach once, and it's a very powerful place to be. If you get over the fear of like, I just don't want to annoy them, I don't know if they'll spend the money, because we are really, when we do that, we actually inhibit other people from being successful and don't give them the opportunity. So I'm glad you asked that, Megan, because that's a really common one. Anything else before we move on? I want to do this first.
Can you hear me, Jessica?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so my biggest fear when I first started was knowledge of the product and knowledge of the workouts. Like, because I know we have to recommend things as coaches, and I was really scared that I didn't know what to recommend or how to go about that.
That's a great one. The cool part is that you're part of a team. That's one of the best things about doing this, is you're not on your own. When do you ever get to start a business and be a part of a successful organization that already has, people who've gone before you and learned these things? So we have training set up, but more than that, you have a coach and you have other business partners who are coaches, and all you have to say is, hey, Jessica, or hey, Naomi, hey, Megan, I have this person, these are their goals, these are their limitations. I'm not really sure what to recommend. What would you guys think? Can't tell you how many times we have that conversation within our team. And you'll learn off the get-go that there's certain great foundational starting programs, like the 21-Day Fix, the 3-week yoga retreat's awesome for people who have any injuries. PIO is very low impact. Lift 4 is awesome for people who have like limited time. And you'll really pick them up really fast. And as far as like Shakeology and the different products, luckily for our team, I'm an absolute nerd about this stuff. So I've got plenty of resources for you, including, fingers crossed I can make it public soon, but a 34-page research project on the ingredients in Shakeology, and I associated different clinical trials and medical research with each ingredient. So you have that at your fingertips, so that it's going to help build your belief in what you're actually offering people, and the other products and stuff, they come up, and it will come with time. Like with any job, it takes some time to learn what your responsibilities are, what everything means, what forms to use, all that's included. And this is no different. So good job. Good question, Megan. Okay, I'm going to move on for the sake of time, because I have 14 slides to show you guys. Okay, so why I'm here. Most of you are familiar with my story. I'm totally going to fast track because I know some of you may have no idea. But I started 3 years ago in March. March 3rd was the day that I ordered my first challenge pack. I had no desire to be a coach. I just wanted to lose baby weight, and I'm super cheap. I'm the Ross and TJ Maxx kind of girl, and I was like, why the heck would I pay retail price for this if I can get it at wholesale price? So I randomly saw this chick's before and after picture from being a part of a program called 22 Minute Hardcore. She had just had a baby, and her results were amazing. Her before picture looked like where I was at that moment, and her after picture was I was like, I want that kind of mom bod. And it was my first baby, you know, so you have all these fears in your mind of like, am I ever going to rebound from this? And I knew I would. I'm incredibly stubborn. And so I was like, that's what I'm going to do. That's my next step. I also was recovering from a moderate to severe degenerative disc in my lower back that I had just found out I had through my pregnancy. And so I had severe back pain where I could barely hold my new baby. And I knew that this was going to help my recovery process. And so I reached out to this complete stranger. We had no friends on common. She was in Boston. I'm in California. And I was like, hey, I want to be a part of your next challenge group. I want to sign up as a coach. How do I do that? It's a dream for someone to do that, by the way. And so she got back to me. I was like, sure, here we go. I got signed up. She's like, hey, just in case, you know, and I told her, I don't have time to coach. I'm going back to work in a prison for 40 to 60 hours a week and have a brand new baby and life. I don't have time. She's like, no problem. If you have anyone in your family who wants to do this with you, here's how you would get them signed up. Since you have a coach account, you might as well add them to your account. Oh, okay, cool. And I was like, my mom, my sister-in-law, my best friend, mother-in-law. Let's do this. So I reached out to them. Hey, I want to lose baby weight. Let's get in shape together. This would be fun. Within 4 days, I had 4 coaches signed up. I said, Mom, give me your social security number and your credit card. This is what you're doing. Because at the time, that's how we did things. And I did. And I didn't have any idea what I was doing or that I achieved some rank advancement or how much money was going to be in my pocket. That wasn't even a part of the equation. I was just so excited. And it really took off from there. I had no idea what I was getting into. And I just started kind of learning and being a little bit more open to it and a little bit more open to it. And fast forward to 2 years into coaching, I was able to retire from my registered nurse position in corrections in California, which is crazy because we get paid stupid money for what we do. But I was able to walk away. I had a goal of reaching $4,000 a month, and that's what I had hit. And, you know, fast forward 1 more year, now I'm coaching full-time from home with my 2 sons, crazy children. And, you know, I'm making more than I was as a nurse. So it's crazy to me. I had no idea that, again, this was even on the table, that it was an option. I have a huge passion for health education and helping people in preventative health. That, again, is a whole nother piece of my story, and I became a certified holistic health coach. But I struggled being able to put it together for people in a way that was tangible. And so now I'm here, and my most favorite thing in the world is to help new customers, new clients get started. But I really love mentoring coaches and helping them learn not only the business side of this, but also the health, the holistic health aspect that I've spent, you know, over a decade researching and learning about. And I do things like this month, I'm doing a hormone balance workshop called Who Hijacked My Hormones. It's open for our entire downline. And I've done one on gut health and, you know, these different really cool opportunities. And that is why I am here, to truly help as many people as possible. And I've helped more people with this opportunity than I ever could have as a nurse in the capacity where I was working. So my next question for you is, why are you here? And if you guys have some paper, I want you to write these questions down, and I want you to think about them. So I asked all my new coaches these questions, and I also have recently asked all the coaches I mentor to answer these questions again, because this is the most important piece. This is what changed everything for me. This is why I'm here today. My coach asked me these questions. Why are you interested in coaching? And usually it has something to do with helping others. A lot of times it has to do with freedom of schedule. Like I'm completely can work any hours that I want from wherever in the entire world. And then these next two are really powerful. Where do you want to be 1 year from today? If you could have anything, where would you want to be? What would you want your life to look like? What does your work look like? What does your own health look like? What does your family life look like financially? And then my favorite question is the 5-year question, because it's a little bit further out and so much can happen in just 5 years. So in 5 years from now, if you could have anything, your absolute dream life, what kind of debt would you have paid off? How much would you be making a month? Would you and your husband be working at the jobs that you're working at right now? I'm really talking like dream big, anything that you could have. What would your relationships look like? Again, what would your own health journey look like? And what's so cool about this, you guys, is that I've told my coach over and over again, she is not one. We've had maybe 10 like one-on-one calls in 3 years, but she's one of my closest friends. But when it comes to business, we've only had maybe 10 of them. She's not someone to hold your hand. But the best thing she did for me was show me what's possible. Within 5 years, she earned $1 million income. And she's now 7, 8 years in. And her and her husband make like 10 to 15, sometimes $20,000 a week. And they live on their dream ranch in Wisconsin with 3 babies. And they're the most humble, like down-to-earth people. But they built that through this business. And so when I tell you that this business model is so genius and unique, I am being serious. Okay, we're going to come back to this at the end. Okay, so who we're looking for, and it's not just anyone. And I say this, it's going to kind of go into the next part of why we're different. But I would say the most attractive traits of someone who's very successful at this job, and I listed all of them. Hardly anyone has all of these, but we're looking for people with big hearts who want to help people. If you don't have a desire to help people, you will not be good at this. The people who have a go-getter personality, who are going to take charge and leadership and say, you know what, I see that there's an opportunity here. I'm just going to figure it out as I go. The problem solvers, those who are more solutions oriented and are not only looking at the problem. The self-starters who are not waiting to be tapped on the shoulder and told what to do every step of the way. But if we can give you some direction and you just run with it, those people are very successful. And honestly, the busy people, someone told me one day, busy people just get shit done. And it's so true. I was so busy when I started this, and it has not slowed down. It's just kind of like changed what I do now. But this is awesome for busy people to do on the side until they decide like, hey, I want to do this more full time. The people with the teachable attitude, because you have a lot to learn. People who have a joyful heart. The independent team player, where you independently work strong as your own, but you also love being a part of a team. We have a badass team, if I say so myself, and it's very fun to work together. People who are determined / stubborn, the NFQers, which you are going to learn here in a second, and the ones wanting to live to their fullest potential. And if you're not here, because I know that even some of you on this call were not there in the beginning. You didn't have some of these traits, but you've grown so much. And so even if you're not there, are you willing and wanting to get to that place? What does the best version of you look like? And that's really how we grow this business, and how you can know if this is for you or not, because you have to look at what is your ideal life. What is the best version of yourself? Does this fit into that? Okay, so how our company is different. Obviously, hopefully, most of you know that we partner with Beachbody, and I say partner with Beachbody because it is not our brand. It is not what defines us. It is an amazing platform with incredible tools to get us results in our own health journey, but also to help our clients. So how is Beachbody different than all the other fitness programs or shake companies that are out there? I could go on and on, but I narrowed it down to these 3 areas. So I love our comprehensive health approach. It is not out there. I can guarantee you there's not another company out there who's going to offer you the kind of nutrition programs that we have, especially with the Ultimate Portion Fix and 2B Mindset. I went through my certification course with the Institute for Integrative Nutrition, where you learn all nutritional modalities, and you learn, that everyone is different. But, and I will say my standards are extremely high. I love our nutrition programs. I absolutely love them. And there's things that I alter and I help my clients out with, like helping them go gluten-free maybe, or decrease inflammation. But the science behind and the recommendations behind our nutrition programs are so, so good and so easy to teach for anybody, whether you have a background in this area or whether you have no clue what even a carbohydrate is. You have some learning to do, but even this could be powerful for. And then obviously we have fitness with powerful programs such as P90X, Insanity. Lift 4 is a brand new one, T20, T25. So many powerful and popular fitness programs that we have at our fingertips. And then the supplementation. And this is, like I said, I'm a total nerd about this area. Shakeology has changed a lot of lives. And it saves so many people, including myself, hundreds of dollars. I used to spend $300 a month on the same supplements that are in Shakeology. I have done a crap ton of research, and it is a very, very powerful formula, wellness formula that we can use for ourselves and our clients. And then the mindset training. This is not just about, I know the company is called Beachbody, but it is not just about our physical appearance. This is very much about an internal transformation, and some of the stories you're going to hear are going to be so evident of that, and the confidence that it comes out in our challenge groups every single day. We have a Conquer Your Mind or Mindset Shift checkbox where you have to do an exercise to start stepping into your potential mentally, because if you're not right here and you're not healthy here and you're not confident here, then you're never truly going to be vibrantly healthy. So it's very important that we have that holistic approach. And then the support. Our challenge groups are amazing. Things like this, we use Zoom for our team calls. We have a once a week coach call, and we have other just really fun things where you're not alone in this journey. And that's why reading a book doesn't help, because you do a diet for a second and then you're off and you forget, and then you try a different one. And that's not what this is. This is truly a lifestyle where you are embraced into a really powerful community. And then the second part, as far as the business aspect goes, you get free coaching and support and business tools every step in the way, because your coach is wanting you to be successful. That's the really cool part about the dynamic and how the business model is set up, is that you are rewarded when you mentor other coaches to be successful. And so you're both invested, because both of you will be financially compensated when you help each other be successful. So it's really amazing, the business training and the certifications that come through this company, the holistic health training through our team, the annual summit events. We have one coming up in Indianapolis in July, and they are truly life-changing. Rachel Hollis is going to be there this year. We have annual luxury vacations you can earn for you and your family, and they're not that hard to earn. And we have quarterly events such as Super Weekend, which is actually happening tomorrow if you're in the Sonora area. If you're not, look one up by you. Just go Beachbody Super Weekend, and they're all over the U.S. And then the third part is really important to me, and that's evidence of success. So Beachbody is a $1.3 billion company. They have broken all of the statistics, all of the, so many people went to Carl Deichler, our CEO, and was like, dude, you're not going to make it. And they had rough years, but they are a $1.3 billion company 20 years in, because they're getting people results. If they weren't getting people results, they would not be this successful. And our company continues to evolve, which is why we have Beachbody On Demand now, which is amazing. You can stream all workouts from anywhere with internet. We have 10 years of product lines experience. Shakeology just had its 10-year anniversary, and it's continuing to improve, which is crazy that it even can. Everything is science-based. We have third-party clinical trials that are done with the majority of our formulas, which is, I love, like the science nerd in me absolutely loves. And the business model. I have trainings on this on YouTube, you guys, that you can go watch. I don't want to take a lot of time in this, but just know that the way the compensation plan and the business model is set up, you are actually set up for heavier back-end income, which means that over time, if you continue to be consistent and build, like I will teach you how to build your business, you are going to end up working less and making more, rather than a company who's really heavy in front-end income that's going to give you maybe bigger bonuses in the front, in the temporary, but lower in back-end income, meaning over time you're going to have to stay like in a sales job in order to make more money. My coach averages maybe 5, sometimes less new clients a month, and she brings in, like I said, 10 to 15,000 a week. That's the business model, right? Her coach and his coach above him are the two higher earners in the whole entire organization. One of them made $1 million last year, and he, for the first time in 1 year, got more than 3 people to join him in a month. That is back-end income and like the potential in it. I love that, right? That's the dream. Okay, how are teams different? I'll just go through this quickly. I have met a lot of coaches in this company, and I've met a lot of different teams, and they're all awesome, but I would not fit with a lot of them, to be honest. I wouldn't be here if my coach wasn't who she was. We're a very authentic, transparent, passionate, joyful group of people. A lot of us have that overcomer mentality, and we have a true heart to help and serve others, and that always is first. Then money is not first. Because this is first, financially, we will be successful. Our mission is to help as many people as possible. Our mindset is NFQ. This came from my husband. He is training in special forces. It's never effing quit. We're not quitters. That's just like, we know things are going to get hard in this business and in life, and that's where we lean in. And maybe we may be tempted to quit, but we have this motto everywhere, and that's just our mentality. Like, we're helping people live healthy, fulfilling lives, period. That's what we do. And yes, it will be hard sometimes, but it will totally be worth it. Our metrics of success is basically, are we living our best life, and are we helping other people do the same? That is literally what this comes down to. It's just people get stuck in their head sometimes with all the other stuff. Okay, what do coaches do? We lead by example. You have to do that first. We do not want a bunch of hypocrites on our team, right? We lead by example. We're proof that what we're doing actually works. We connect with people, which is literally just making friends. A lot of times it's on the internet because of life, right? We invite them to be a part of what we're doing, like it's a party. So love this example. If you're throwing a party, do you just expect people to show up if they see your advertisement and they're like, and you're like, I just want to see if they like what I'm doing? No, you invite them. People don't want to invite themselves your own party. You're like, hey, this is what I'm doing. I'm really excited about this challenge group that's going to teach me how to eat healthy and work out every day in the midst of my busy schedule. We should totally do it together. You should do it. I think you'd love it. And then people are like super busy, so maybe they don't respond. So you follow up with them. Hey, Trisha, did you want to do this with me? We're starting in a few days. Just wanted to check up. I know life's busy, no problem. And then they respond, hey, thank you so much for not forgetting about me. I really, really appreciate the follow-up. That's how easy this is. It's literally conversations. The third part, we get people results. We do that through challenge groups. Challenge groups on our team now, I've simplified them. We run 30-day challenges every single month, and they're starting on the first of every month. You can do things totally differently. You can do them however you want. You can jump in with ours. A lot of our coaches like to join forces and we all do it together, and we have a huge challenge group. It's really fun and engaging. You can do whatever you want. really. But it's just our way to support a lot of people in a minimal amount of time. And then we do personal development, and this one is one of the most important. Working with people can be very draining, and being a leader is not something that comes naturally. We have to learn how to do it. And so one of our vital behaviors of this business and of being a coach is developing not only your person, but in business. And so we constantly have books that we're reading or listening to. I'm an Audible person personally because I fall asleep every time I sit and read a book. But we have we have amazing recommendations that will get you started with if you choose to move forward. Okay, how we actually help people and earn. Our goal as a standard in a business is to get a minimum of 3 new customers, let's say, 3 new people started each month on their journey. That would mean between $150 to $350 approximately for you, because we really want to get everybody started with what's called the challenge pack, and that's the biggest bang for your buck. That includes Beachbody On Demand, which is the fitness portion, and it includes Shakeology, which is very, very powerful in so many ways. And then it just depends. There's a couple different ones. Some of them will include our new nutrition program, Ultimate Portion Fix. Others will include our other nutrition program, 2B Mindset. If we have a new program launching, sometimes it includes VIP early access to that new fitness program. It just depends. But you're getting fitness, nutrition, supplementation, and all of our support with that challenge pack, which is every individual's best chance of being very successful. And then I mentioned our challenge groups. That's how we help people. As far as earning money and the commission versus residual income, you're going to learn that this is not a sales job. If you treat it like a sales job, then all you will be earning is commission. And you will be having to work a lot harder. The residual income comes when you start to understand that this is not about sales. This is about building a team and a network. This is about learning the business model, learning our very unique solution to help people live healthy and fulfilling lives, and teaching other people who are looking for an opportunity like this to be successful themselves. When you build that team, what happens is you build volume, and volume equals dollars. So it's basically like delegating work. It's much easier to train 10 people to help 10 people than it is for you to help 100 people. You're helping the same amount of people in a different way. So think of it that way, where you will be making more money and helping more people if you can start as soon as possible learning this concept and start teaching and educating about the business side of things and this opportunity. It took me 2 years because business has never been my comfort zone. And I really dug in because I knew that I was doing not only myself and my family a disservice, but I was keeping this life-changing opportunity from other people who really needed it. And that might be you. And if I wasn't doing these types of webinars and just putting it out there, who knows who is praying for this opportunity to be able to stay home with their kids or make an extra couple $100s a month to pay for groceries. And if I kept that to myself, I would be so selfish. And once I recognized that, I'm like, well, shoot dang, Jessica, you got to get your act together. And that's why I have so many YouTubes about the business side of Beachbody now. So that's a little bit about commission versus residual income. And then it truly is an entrepreneurship meets corporate benefits. No entrepreneur that I know has the opportunity to earn residual income or to be taken on luxury vacations for their entire family once a year, or to go to these free trainings, or to have free business training. Like, this is truly the most amazing opportunity for us to have the perks of entrepreneurship and be on our own schedule and being free to do whatever we want, but also the corporate benefits as well of being able to benefit from a $1.3 billion company. So I don't know if that makes sense to you guys, but when I recognize that in my brain, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. Again, genius business model. Okay, moving Okay, so we're right towards the end, you guys. So if you have any questions, my chat box isn't showing up, but if you have any questions, please put them in the chat box and I will go and open that for sure. Okay, so I don't know about you, but when I was first told to dream big, it was very difficult for me. I didn't know how, nor did I know what I even wanted. Like, okay, do I want to live on a ranch? I don't think so. Like, I really want to live next to a Trader Joe's, I think, if I could dream of anything. Do I want a beach house, or do I even want that? I don't even know. So spend some time here and start dreaming of what your dream life would look like. This opportunity and business plan has truly changed hundreds of thousands of lives, and these programs have changed hundreds of thousands of lives, if not more, millions. So why do you feel like it wouldn't be a good fit for you? And if you have a legitimate reason, then good. Now you know. Now you gave this a chance and you're like, I don't know what it would be, but you're like, I don't believe in healthy eating, so this would not be a good fit for me. I don't believe in exercise, so this would not be a good fit for me. Then you're right, it would not be a good fit for you. And then revisit those 1 and 5 year goals that you thought about. Will your current plan, whatever you're doing, will it get you there? And when I recognized that my nursing job would not get me to where I wanted to be, and if I could have anything, I wouldn't be working in a hospital or a prison, or I wouldn't be working in that type of environment. I would be helping people heal their lifestyle diseases and still making like a good amount of money so that we can give to our families and like give, because that's so a part of who our family is and wants to be able to do. Then I'm like, okay, well, I've got to give this a shot because this could get me there. And then remember the quote that the people who change the world are the ones who are crazy enough to think that they can. So if you have this like inner desire, or maybe I'm just like a super weirdo, to really change the world and change your piece of the world and change the lives around you, and you want to get those messages that are like, hey, Naomi, thank you so much for not giving up on me. You don't know what I was going through, but when you reached out to me, I was at a really, really low place. And because you reached out to me and because I saw the hope from your own transformation, I decided that I was going to go on living because I didn't know if I wanted to live anymore at that moment in my life. And that didn't happen to Naomi, but I've heard that story over and over and over and over again from different coaches that I've connected with. And if that's not powerful, I don't know what is. This is how we are truly making a difference in people's lives. When I see in my challenge groups, and I have these assignments where like people have to look in the mirror and say, I'm a badass 10 times, or look in the mirror and say, I am beautiful, I am enough, I am loved, I am strong, I am powerful. And when I hear these moms say, I just did that with my 2-year-old daughter this morning, and I want to do that with her every single day because I don't want her to ever struggle with the self-esteem issues that I had. It's generational, and it gets me so excited because not only are kids learning how to eat vegetables and have a healthy foundation, they're learning how to believe in themselves, and little girls are learning how to not have self-confidence issues that are just like plaguing our society right now. And that is powerful to me, and that impact is what personally drives me forward to keep pushing on and keep finding those of you who want to have that kind of difference in the world, because I can't do it all on my own, and the coaches even that I'm mentoring, they can't do it all on their own. We need more people who have that fire in their belly and that passion to help more people. This is an incredible platform to do it. So if this resonated with you at all, what are the next steps? You would contact your coach who invited you to this webinar to figure out what the best challenge pack is to get you started. Because remember, it starts with being a product of the product. You have to try the stuff out and make sure you like it. I have a training on how to sign up your first 3 people. It's very simple, and it walks you through everything. Your first 3 people should be in your first week, if not few days. And those are the people that are closest to you. If you're married, it's your spouse. If you have a good relationship with your mom, it's your mom. And then like a sister, best friend, the people that are closest to you. And then I want you to make a list of 10 of your closest people that you're going to reach out to. And remember, don't be weird about this. Invite like it's a party, and invite like you truly believe that it could change their life, because you have no idea who, again, really, really needs this. And if they say no, I promise you the majority of those people are going to come back around. It's happened to me over and over and over again. I'm going to share one more quick story with you guys, and then I'm going to have some of our coaches share really quick. But Danielle Natoni, you can look her up. She's one of the top coaches in our organization, and she's responsible for the most successful coaches. And she started living in her car. She had literally no money. And she tells a story about putting gas in her car, and she's like, you know that little lever thing that you can flip so that the gas pump stays on and you don't have to touch it? She's like, I could never use that because I could only afford to put in 1 gallon at a time to get to work. She said, I'll never forget my first check I got from Beachbody, and I was able to put that gas pump in and flip that lever and kick back and be like, I'm hands-free because I can afford as much gas as this car is going to take. That is life-changing. And now she's earning like insanely like millions of dollars. That's where she started. Everybody has to start from somewhere. And one of those 10 people on your close people list, you have no idea how not only the health benefits of this could help them, but you don't know if the business side of this could help them as well, who couldn't use an extra couple $100s a month. And that's so attainable with how we run things. Share it with the world on social media. Ask your coach for tips. Curiosity marketing is always best. I don't personally recommend saying, I'm a Beachbody coach, you should buy a challenge pack, be part of my challenge group, yay, because most people think they know what it is and they don't, and they're going to be like, oh great, Gwenda's selling something again, right? So you can start by just saying, I started this thing, I'm really excited about it, I'm going to do a 30-day health and fitness challenge, and I really want to do it with some of my friends. It's going to include short workouts, a really awesome nutrition plan, it's going to tell us exactly what to eat, and some powerful supplements. Anybody interested? That's much more engaging and people want to know. And then, of course, you can reach out to your coach for like, how the heck do I talk to these people who want to know more information? We got you there. We have a whole business launch workshop and a really powerful newer webinar for how to have massive success by keeping things super simple. We've got all the resources that you need. And then lastly, my best tips. This is a do and then learn business, not a learn then do business. You let things be messy. You're going to make mistakes. You're not going to know everything. That's okay. Just take action anyways and have fun with this. Help your first 3 people in the first few days. Lead with enthusiasm and excitement. That has served me very well these last 3 years. Focus on your goals. Be very teachable. Be consistent. Be resourceful. If you don't know something, Google it. And face your fears head on. Whatever they are, I want you to do them. I don't want you to just avoid them. I just want you to go full forward into them. I'm scared of doing a live video. Do a live video. Naomi, I promise you it will get easier. I tell my coaches that all the time. And have fun with this, because if you're not having fun with this, what is the point? There will be points where it's hard and it's rough and you're going to feel like, what the heck am I doing? But for the most part, this is a very fun thing that we get to be a part of. People are coming to you and asking for help. That is powerful. Okay, now that I am done talking, oh, there's my chat box. Okay, so I would love, let me stop sharing my screen here. Naomi, Megan number 2, would you please just give us kind of a snapshot on what your just experience has been, and where did you go? What, sorry, I was trying to make your face bigger and it didn't work. What your experience has been and just how this has affected your life in the last year.
Sure. I'm super good at these videos. I am a mom of 5, and before I started this, I actually suffered from horrible self-confidence problems. I still not super confident, but Jessica can attest that I was very shy. I was very closed off. And I actually had not really believed that I could actually lose the amount of weight that Jessica told me that I could lose. I didn't think that I would lose, 5 pounds, 10 pounds. She told me I could lose 20 in 3 months, and I actually wound up losing 50. But coaching really changed my life just from it's so hard. I have found friendships, and I have found a team of people and community that anytime that I'm down, they're there for me. Anytime I struggle with anything, they're there for me. And I never have had that before. I've had friends, but this is just different. And I have honestly, I really struggled as a stay-at-home mom with finding self-worth. Everybody says stay-at-home moms is the hardest job, and it's true because you work 24/7, but there is no, and you get reward from your kids being great kids, but it's not rewarding at the same time because it is so mentally and physically draining. And I remember there would be nights where I laid in bed thinking, when my kids grow up, like, what am I? Like, what else do I have? I'm nothing besides a mom. Like, and that's honestly where I was. And coaching has given me something that I am a mother of 5, and I'm still a stay-at-home mom. And there are days like today where I seriously wanted to drink a glass of wine at 7:00 in the morning. But coaching has given me, I found my worth in it. I really am passionate about these products. I'm passionate about this company because of my success that I've had in this company. All of my family are overweight, and they all have major health problems. And I never wanted to be that. And I always feared that that's where I was going to be. I was going to wind up just like my mom, who's terrified of carbs because she's struggled with these chronic diets, and she's always doing one thing or another. And I didn't want to live my life like that. And I found freedom in my health with these products. And I was not a believer at first. I didn't think that Shakeology was worth its money. Jessica loves this quote. I called it a protein shake for rich people. It was overpriced. It was overrated. I had every intention of canceling it within my first 30 days. I put a reminder in my phone and everything. But once I started using these products, and once I really saw the potential in them, I was a believer. And then at that point, I was just so excited that I had to share. And that's all it simply was for me. I had no intention of coaching. I actually laughed out loud at Jessica on our call when she's like, "You'd be a great coach." I was like, "No, I'm good. I'm not interested." But at the time, I was 80 some odd pounds overweight, and I had no self-confidence in myself, and I still think she's a little bit on the crazy side. but that's why I love her. But coaching has honestly changed my life. It's changed the way that I mother my kids. It's changed the way I deal with my husband. One thing that I really love is the personal development. It's not always easy. There have been more than one time that I'm reading a personal development book, and I think, I'm not reading this anymore. This is it's too much. It's digging out things that I hid deep down for a reason. But in dealing with those things, I have found that, especially in my marriage, I used to just bottle up everything and blow up on my husband. And it would turn into these huge, ginormous fights, and it led to almost divorce more than one time. But through coaching and through my personal development and through all of this, I now it might wind up being a small fight, but when he does something that really upsets me, or I'm not agreeing with something, I don't just bury it. I do approach that differently. And with my kids, I kind of did the same thing. It was kind of like, I kind of shoved him off like, okay, I'll deal with you in a minute, until like I was so overwhelmed that it would blow up on them. And I remember times that I would feel so guilty because I wouldn't ask for help, and I wouldn't, you know, I would just kind of push them off, and I wouldn't ask for help when I was overwhelmed, until I was blowing up on everyone. Like I would literally cuss at my kids just because I was overwhelmed. But through being a coach, and it might seem really unrelated to you guys, but this is where the personal development really comes in. I learned to deal with those issues, and I learned to self-reflect. And it's not an easy thing, but it has changed my life in so many ways. I am a better mom, I'm a better wife, and I'm a better person for becoming a Beachbody coach. And I mean, not only am I healthier, and I actually have one of my daughters that keeps asking me if she can use my Portion Fix containers because she wants to be just as healthy as me. My youngest daughter, Daisy, constantly begs me for my Shakeology. I have to watch my shake around my son because he will drink the whole thing. But through me, I know that I'm not only bettering my family, I'm changing other people's lives. And that to me in itself is worth it.
I love that. Thank you so much for sharing that. And I know, I mean, besides Megan, like no one really knew you before this, but for you to speak like that is just so amazing. Amazing. Thank you. I appreciate that, Naomi. All right, Megan, would you mind giving us kind of a snapshot into your story? So Naomi is Megan's coach. Oops. And you just hit, you're past 40 pounds now, right? 40?
Yeah, I'm like 43.4.
Amazing. But you had similar situations when you started, because I remember when you started as well, and like your fears of being inadequate, and like your struggles too with being a stay-at-home mom and not really having any purpose outside of that. So
yeah,
so amazing just to watch you.
Yeah, so I did. Sorry, my daughter's going to come in. But I had a lot of the same insecurities that Naomi had. And when she first approached me, she was like, Megan, you make a great coach. I know you can do it. Like, because I am naturally a very like, sorry, this is just life here. I am naturally a very like self-motivated person. And I'm usually like always, or I like to surround myself with other people. I like to, be outgoing and cheerful all the time. But over the years of motherhood, it really started to like kind of bury my true self. And I feel like with not only the gaining of the weight and being a mom, it was all so overwhelming that I needed to start focusing on myself. And that's where I really found my true passion to coach is to help other moms realize that it's okay to take time for yourself. It's okay to, spend 20 minutes and do a workout or focus on your nutrition, because I am not the best mom I can be if I am not taking care of myself. And it took me a while to realize that. But I think that's where I get my biggest passion and drive is I want to be around when my kids are older. I want to, she's chewing my cord now. I want to be around when my kids are married, and I want to see my grandkids, and I want to help other moms, other people in general, just notice their full potential, because I didn't see mine, and Naomi really helped bring that out in me. And I love I love our group atmosphere. Like, I honestly think that if I was put in any other group, that I probably wouldn't have been as successful, not only in my own journey, but as a coach, because I feel like you guys really get me. You guys really offer the support that I need. And I'm excited to be able to, share this experience with other people and explain to them, I don't have to pay for my product. I'm making extra money on the side for my family. And for me, I always knew that I would have to go to work because my husband owns his own business. So financially, we only do what he has time. We only make in what he has time to get done. And so knowing that I had a potential of having to leave my kids or go out and search for a job was not really something I ever wanted to do. That's okay. It's dinner time. But so I always knew that I would have to go out and search for work. And so for me to have the opportunity to do this and bring in an income and it be something that's going to continue to flourish and grow and be sustainable it's amazing to me, because now I get to stay home with my kids and I get to enjoy dinner time. You want to have dinner? Sorry, she's not feeling great. So
It's okay. No, that was awesome, Megan. I appreciate that. I totally get it. I just escaped and locked the door, so am I going to get in? Okay, thank you guys for sharing that. I know I've had the privilege of watching both of your stories transpire, and it's been very inspiring. Before we close out, do you guys have any questions about any of this? You know, there was a lot in an hour. If not, please feel free to reach out and we can talk further. Anyone who does choose to get started, we will set up a getting started right call so that you know those next steps. Erin, did you have a question?
I was curious about the 3 people. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
So like the 3 people a month, is that 3 people to coach or just 3 people to sign?
No, just anyone.
Just anyone.
Yeah, and it's not a requirement. It's just kind of like a standard to make sure your business is growing. That it's called Success Club. It's Beachbody made this reward system, so you actually get free swag, and that's how you can earn the free trips by getting 3 people to sign up. They don't have to be coaches. They can be regular customers.
Just anyone.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. But usually, so in order to qualify for like that Success Club, which this is something we can talk about on a call with you and me or any of you who get started, but they need to start with either a challenge pack or at least a Shakeology order in order to still hit that bar to where you're making enough to basically pay for your own personal product. And that's where it's still considered a business. Whereas if you're not getting those 3 people, nothing's going to happen to you. It's just you're not going to be making enough to pay for your own at least. And so it's for like a hobby, which a lot of people do it just for a hobby as well. But that's kind of like the metric to make sure that you're actually profitable. Good question. Anything else, you guys, before we go? I know it's getting late, and we have all got dinner time. I know, Erin, you're on the East Coast, but thank you guys so much for coming, and feel free to reach out if you have any questions, and I hope you have a great night. Bye.